Yesterday, Malachi kind of mentioned it, but are you guys kind of giving Coach T-Rob a hard time this week, being that he's from Auburn?
Yeah, well, I haven't really even thought about it. I've been so focused on the things that they do as an offense and the things that we need to do and how we need to execute as defense. But I'm glad you brought that to my knowledge. I would be on it today for sure.
Again, on your right with Nick Kelly.
Hey, Kool-Aid, going back 2 years, that was obviously a big play for you late in that game. Jordan Hare, I mean, what do you remember most from that, or what stands out to you most from that play that you made?
Just knowing that I was a freshman, just me being excited to be able to make that play for the team, and with Mechie going on to lead the game with a 2-point version of the game, just me being a freshman and being excited to make that play for the team it made me very happy.
On your left with Tony.
Just, you mentioned yourself being a freshman. What advice would you give to Caleb going down to that hostile environment, playing as a starter? What advice do you give him?
I just tell Caleb to be himself. He already know what he need to do as a player. He's a good player. He prepared the right way. He do everything the right way. So I just tell him to be himself. That's all I tell him for any game or anytime he asks me any questions. Just be yourself. I know we trust in him and we know he gonna do his job.
Left with Austin.
We asked you about the other rivalry games, and you kind of said that this is the one that you grew up around. Like, how much does this game mean to you being a kid from the state?
It means a lot to me being a kid from the state because here at Alabama, you either gonna be an Alabama fan or an Auburn fan. And I grew up an Alabama fan, so just me being on the right side of the Iron Bowl, I just feel good about that.
On your right with Matt.
You guys have had a couple key signal callers out with Deontay and Jalen missing time. How has that impacted just communications on defense?
I feel like the guys that we have put in for those guys have did a good job of just making sure they're preparing and stepping up and making sure that we don't have any drop-offs. So I feel like the guys that we have put in to step in those shoes that those guys have and the roles that those guys have, I feel like they did a good job of preparing and doing their right job.
Or stay on the right with Mike.
You mentioned T-Rob. What about Kevin Steele, having coached at Auburn? Are you brave enough to mention that to him?
Yeah, I'm definitely brave enough to mention it to Coach Steele. He just told us yesterday that he worked there for 5 years straight, so we know we're going to be on him about that even more than we are T-Rob.
We're gonna go for Kurt.
Kool-Aid, when not counting the game you've played in, games you played in, do you have a memory of a certain Alabama-Auburn game? You said you grew up an Alabama fan, so I guess you were for Alabama.
I maybe shouldn't say this, but the game I remember the most, of course, is Kick Six. And I remember it the most because Chris Davis actually was my high school coach, so just knowing that was actually him and him being my high school coach was very exciting to me to know how he did that.
We're gonna stay on the right with Charlie.
You're pretty close with Terry on. Just how have you seen him kind of grow and mature over the course of his career?
Yeah, I'm very proud of Terry Young. Just watching him since we both was freshmen, and just watching him mature, like you said, and becoming the player that he's becoming. I'm just very excited to see him. I see how hard he worked. I see how much he's dedicated into being a great player and being a good player to this program. So I'm very happy with him.
On the left with Joe.
Kool-Aid, on the television broadcast, they said that Roy Dell told them that he was one of the best basketball players on the team. I wondered your perspective on that, and I was going to ask Roy Dell who his top, his best starting five would be. So, who is your starting five on the Alabama football team if you're taking the hardcore?
First of all, Rodell is being very delusional. He's kind of like a shorter big man, so we expect him to be a good basketball player, but he can play a little bit. But my starting five on the team will be probably me, Terry Young, Spooty, Dallas, and Proctor. That'll be my starting five. I feel like we can go play in the SEC after we done our business.
Again, on your left with Tony.
Have you talked with the team, or have you talked with Nick Saban about the punt returner role, and how do you kind of approach that? And moving forward, what would you like, I guess?
Well, I'm just here for the team. Whenever my number's called, that's when I would step up. Caleb did a good job this weekend. I feel like he stepped up into the role and did a great job with scoring a touchdown and just going out there making sure he did well for the team. So when my number's called, I'll be ready.
Anything else? Cody?
It's also the week of Thanksgiving. What's the best Thanksgiving side?
I definitely got to have ham and macaroni and cheese. I can care less for everything else.
And no turkey?
I'm a ham guy.
Thank you, Kool-Aid.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you.